Con. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, you got to give all praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who do indeed rule well and have fed the flock diligently. And I want to give a hearty shalom to all you Akim out there that's pushing this word, truth, and in sincerity, and also in charity. Now, the lesson we want to go in on today is the end. All right? It's because there is a scripture. If somebody please can get it in the book of Ecclesiastes real fast before I really start the lesson. We really need to start pushing this dynamic of the end. Reason being is because more and more prophecies is kicking off, more and more things are happening. You know what I'm saying? This council of the elect is starting to clump up, you know what I'm saying, with the elect bigger and bigger to the point of where it's getting ready to be a mass exodus, you know what I'm saying? I can feel it in the air that there's an exodus coming, man. There's more chariots in the skies than ever before in history. We're starting to see more and more evidence of the Lord's presence in the earth. So
if you think about it, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like when you get a sore and all them cells and blood cells things clump together to start that healing process, that's basically what you're describing in a sense, you know.
It can, and it's true. That's very true. Better yet, if I may ask you, what is one of the core components of the healing process in the body? What are they called?
A scab.
The scab.
The cell?
No. That was the answer. It's the scab.
Okay.
Now scabs are ugly outwardly, right? You see what I'm saying? But they're very important.
You see what I'm going on, right?
That's it. You see what I'm saying? So basically we're dealing with that calm before the storm. So if anybody got that in Ecclesiastes, get it.
Which one? Which chapter you wanted it? Ecclesiastes.
Got it.
You got it?
You talking about that one?
Yeah, I got it.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. It says, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit."
There you go. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit, because even the scriptures tell you that the Lord resisteth the proud, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, and if I could add to that scripture,
Yes,
right?
you may.
When you let's say, I'm gonna give two examples. When you warm up a meal, is it better when it comes out, when it's done, and you smelling it on a plate, or is it better when you finish finally eating it?
Exactly.
Or let's think about when you with your woman. Is it Is it better at the beginning when you start kissing and making love, you know, and then eventually, you know, doing it to the point where you? Is it better at the beginning, the build up, or is it better at the end of that, the climax?
Exactly. And that's something that most don't consider deep down. One thing you got to understand about the beginning of a thing is that there are lots of expectations involved when it comes to the actual journey that you have to take. So with that being said, part of overcoming those different expectations and being better through this journey, you see what I'm saying, is to look forward to that very end. You see what I'm saying? Look forward to what's going to come at the end of that journey.
Good. I got a quick example too, and then I want to follow up with a scripture. Basically, like the brother was just saying, even Yahweh Shai, you know, with his life, was it better while he was living his life, or was it better at the end? At the end, because he received that glory and that majesty from Yahweh. But during that time, guess what? He had to go through hell and pain, you know. So he's a perfect example of the scripture. He is the word, you know, in the flesh. So
Yep. The word take flesh and tried.
Exactly.
Somebody had a precept?
Yeah, Con, I got a quick precept.
Go for it.
Rocky, hold on, I'm gonna bring it up real quick.
Con.
This is James 5 and 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. We have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Hey, read that again, because that was your pop.
James 5:11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
And of tender mercies. Can somebody please hold St. Matthew 24 and 43? I'm going to need you to read 43 and 44 dealing with that, because at the very end of the day, you see what I'm saying? Based on the scripture that brother read right there, we're looking forward to the Lord having mercy on us. We're looking forward to being finally taken out of these corrupt bodies and giving those righteous bodies, those celestial bodies, man. With having power over the elements and things like that, the way we're supposed to be. But the thing about the end is, no one knows when it's gonna come. Don't believe me? Who got that in Matthews?
What you wanted, Doc? Matthews what?
24, 43, and 44.
All right, I got you right here.
I got
you
it.
want to read it, Doc? Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, come. This is Matthew 24 and 43. I'm gonna start at 42.
Con, go ahead.
This is Yahweh Shah speaking. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house and known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. When we read 44.
You hear what that? Yo, get Con. Actually, I just wanted to speak on 43 real quick. Cause did you hear what that said? Read that again. For 43.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
He would not have suffered his house. Why? Because he was vigilant. You see that? What part of actually being able to get to the victory is to be vigilant, man. Is to have vision. And part of having vision, you see what I'm saying, is actually what's the word I'm looking for? I can help me out here, cause there's a point I'm trying to make. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Rock.
That's all good. As I said it earlier, part of actually getting through these trials is looking forward to the end, man.
And if I can say too, Baba Kasha, and that comes with struggle and patience, because it builds you up to accept the end more and more, because you understand while you're going through this thing that there's something better coming. Recall that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. You know, you're gonna go through what you have to go through, but like that beginning scripture came in. It's better the end of end of a thing than the beginning of a thing, man. Because right now we're not in the beginning of another slavery. We're at the end of a slavery that we're never going to be in again. If I can bring out a precept, Baba Kashaw.
Real quick, I'm gonna make a point. What would happen if we was never out on watch?
It's true. There wouldn't be warnings. You know, there wouldn't be even a sign or anything declared to know what time we're in. You know, no one would know that we're at the end of this thing. At the end of the day, if we weren't watching what was going on and telling these things, man, we'd all be still asleep. So you have to give praise to Yabashi Mishai for even declaring and doing what he does, man. You know?
Hey, I'm gonna hold
finish.
You bring out that precept.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say finish up 44 actually.
Yeah, finish it.
Yeah.
Matthew 24 and 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh.
You see that? Go ahead and get your precept, because I know it's gonna link.
Go ahead and get your precept, it is gonna link actually. This is Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 42, and it says, "He answered me and said, This present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up."
That's right, and truth is sprung up. You heard that? Because at the very end of the day, listen, in a situation, in the current situation that we're in right now, one of the core things that a lot of us didn't have before the truth was the concept of something better to come. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't think about the fact that there is a system, there is a kingdom that belongs to us. At some point, we believe that this is all we know, being destitute. Go ahead, bro. I already know the spirit's on you.
Which leads back to the topic at hand. Better is the end of a thing
Hey.
than the beginning.
Con. And if I could say this too, Baba Kasha, that's why Esau doesn't want you to go farther past the present. Because if you start thinking of what's to come other than what he gives you, his whole thing will crash, man. Because he relies on your hope to him. You know?
Not remembering uh, the uh, the blessing he was given. No, the blessing that he was yaquabbed out of. He
Con.
don't want you to go back and remember that.
Con.
That's right. That's right.
And it's crazy.
That's absolutely right. He do. That's why he does everything in his power to keep you asleep. He'll even throw his own women at you to keep you asleep. Go ahead,
Con.
Gabar.
But that's how you know Esau's a two-time loser, because he's trying to supplant the supplanter. He's trying to some way trick us into giving back the birthright to the Most High, man. And he can't do it.
Trying to con a con man.
You think he can actually yaquab?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's kind of what happened, on the mountain with Yahweh Shai. Satan tried to tempt Yahweh Shai, which
you might as well get that one verbatim.
Yo, that's the spirit. That's the spirit, because I was gonna ask him to get it.
Yeah, I got it right here. Matthew 4:1. It says, "Then was Yahweh Shai led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days," go ahead, Ak.
And I just want to say real quick, that devil isn't the spiritual demon Satan, man. Because if you actually look up that word, it means an antichrist or an adverse to Christ, man.
Adversary.
The adversary, which was actually.
Most likely.
Go ahead, Ak.
Salak.
No, go ahead, Ak.
I'll wait till you finish. Go. My bad, Ak.
No, I just want to say, right, which is Edom, man. The same thing Edom's doing now. The same thing he was doing to Yahushua in the beginning, man. He wanted Yahushua to give up that birthright. He wanted that blessing taken away from Yahushua, man.
But even if you go before them, he needed to get at Eve.
Right.
Yeah. To get at that woman.
Con.
I was gonna say,
basically had to get the woman on his team.
Yeah, con.
Showing you what? Showing you right there that based on past what's the word?
Events?
Based on past experience, the devil should have already known he was gonna fail when he came to Yahweh Shai. This is why the Lord made Yahweh Shai male instead of female. Get
con.
it?
And I was gonna say that devil was probably a Roman, which was an Edomite.
Con.
Because based on what was said, I'm gonna continue on verse 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, "If thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread."
And that's a hint.
Esau. That shows you the carnality and the impatience of Esau, because he wants everything done right on the spot.
Con.
He wants instant gratitude. He wants his kingdom now.
And he wants the proof.
God. He doesn't have patience. And that goes back to the virtue of the reason why he even lost his birthright in the first place, because he lacked patience and faith.
God.
He didn't want to suffer the hunger, to finally be nourished, man.
Exactly.
We gotta suffer all this we have to go to finally have that sigh of relief, like water. I was saved, man.
Con. And nothing could compare to that. Nothing on this side could ever compare to that feeling. Because we're going to keep reading. It says, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High." So pretty much,
No, go ahead, Ak. Salak.
I was just going to say, pretty much, that was just a swift rebuke. Satan got cut straight to the spirit. If you look at this whole man's kingdom, that's what it's all about: fulfilling the lust of your flesh, eating that physical bread, but lacking the spiritual nourishment of these scriptures.
And if
That's
I can
right.
say real quick, and that's only an Israelite can get, man. The Israelite depends on the word of Yahweh Shem Yeshai, man. All right.
Con. And that's
That's
cold,
why.
Doc. And that's cold, Doc. Because think about this. Throughout Esau's whole entire rulership and kingdom, even in his victories, he been taking L's.
Yeah, God.
Hey,
His
say that one
lead,
more time.
his lead. Go ahead, hey, go ahead, Marcus. I'm slacking, my
No,
bad.
no, I just asked. No, I just had to ask you to say that again because that was so your pause. Say that again.
Even through all his so-called victories, he's been taking L's from the beginning.
Yeah, God.
God.
God. That's why he says did it not say in Isaiah, I believe it is, that the wicked shall have will have no rest, something along those lines. Even
You
though,
want me to look it up?
yeah,
You
Khan,
want me to look it
Khan,
You
because
want me to get that?
yeah, Khan. If someone can find it, I think it's in Isaiah. I think it's like Isaiah uh 13 and like hold on, let me see if I can find it. Actually, let me look it up.
Hold on. Let me. Is it Isaiah 48:22? It says, "There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked."
Yeah, Khan, that's the scripture. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Khan, yeah.
Read
Bring
it.
that
Yeah.
out. Bring that out. Ark.
Con, it's Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked.
Right. There's no peace, and that goes back to what you were saying, Shamia. Even though he won his so-called victories, he was still catching his L. He hasn't been able to actually rest and enjoy his own kingdom. He's been at war with every damn body across the globe. Even within his own kingdom, he's warring with his own nation and his own bloodline. His own bloodline's trying to
Hell,
kill
he's
him.
God. Hell, he's even warring with his own nuclear family,
Yeah.
his own wife, his own
Con-
daughter, his own son. You see what I'm saying? When you have a system built up and where you don't even control your own household, Esau, what does that tell you about your kingdom? Like the brother Gabar keeps saying, you're a two-time loser, huh?
Con.
You're a time loser, and you don't even deserve to be called Ak because you're not our brother, you bastard.
Yeah,
God.
con.
Mums are. This is I got
Nobody. Yeah, God, bring your precept, Ak.
this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord,
Mm.
and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
And who's that? That's your house shy. And
That's it.
he did that 2,000 years ago. All right? Can someone get me to back that up? Matthew chapter 17, and I think it's like verse 6 or verse 7.
Matthew 17:6, right? I
Con.
got you there.
Hey, Shalom,
Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Yabba Shema
Shalom.
Shabrakatah.
Yo.
How about Shemel Shah Barakatah?
All right, this is the book
17.
of.
Oh, you got that? You
You sure
want?
that's it, bro? No. I'm reading it, but you sure it says, and when the disciples heard it?
Go
That's
down
the
a
one?
bit. Go down a bit. Where it says, "Oh, this is my son, which is I'm well pleased, my beloved son that I'm well pleased." Matthew 17.
Let me see.
You said 17 and Salak 17 and 16.
No, 6. Around the 6th
Oh,
verse.
Salak, you 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got it.
okay.
This is Saint Matthew chapter 17 and starting at verse 6. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were
Oh, start
sore.
at 5, Ak. Start at 5. Salah.
Actually, yeah, Thawada.
Right.
That's another thing. Whenever y'all Akim hear something or see something that need to be done, don't be afraid to tell me. Go straight to it because this is what we're here for. We're here to guide one another.
Con.
We're part of the body, and the body works together.
Con.
You know what I mean?
Con.
So like the brother just instructed me to do Thawada again.
Yeah, verse 5.
This is the book of Saint Matthew 17, starting at 5. While he yet spoke, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased."